Essentially, it's called the Grub Mall, pretty much from, it was a nickname that was given to it by us young adults. And we're not exactly deemed of the highest class of society when you're a teenager hanging out at the mall. So we were always considered to be a little grubby. Hi, my name is Michael Hyde, and I've been living on Cape Breton Island now for, sadly, 23 years, and one of my favorite spots to hang out was always the Grub Mall. Okay, well, the Grub Mall has been around for, okay, let's see, I'm 23, and it's probably been there for at least longer than that anyway. It's our thing, you know what I mean? Like, if you say something to somebody else about, like, you're hanging out at the Grub Mall, it's always, you know, like, if you're saying it to someone your own age, it's, oh, that's awesome, it's really cool that you're going to be there, I'll be there and everything. But if you say it to someone who's older or a little less understanding of the meaning of it for the youth that hang out there, it's a dirty term of very low standards. There's the senior generation that's come to the mall to bump into old friends because they don't really have a whole lot of, you know, out time, and they pretty much just come in, they sit on the benches, they walk around, and it's just general for them to, like, get out and see other senior citizens. And then, like, you get into the middle generation there of, like, you know, like your average adults that are like 30, 40 years old, and that are there going to like Sobeys and going up to Zellers to try and do their shopping and everything. And they don't use it so much as the Grub Mall, more as a means to get what they need to live, essentially. And then for the youth that are there, it's definitely the place to be for us because, well, we had the bowling alley there, shooting pool, the arcade was fantastic. And of course, like the jukebox that was in there, so much music was played in there. And all the drama. It was like our own personal soap opera when we used to hang out in there. Like, I remember this one time, I went in there, and it was a day that I wasn't even planning on going in. And I walked in the door, and I'm met by one of my friends, and she's vividly explaining a story about how, in the pier, I threatened a guy and tried to beat him with a baseball bat. And that day at the mall, him and a group of his friends were searching for me to try and come and beat me up. And of course, my natural reaction, of course, was, alright, I'll go find them. There's only a group of them. I can handle this. This shouldn't be a problem. And as soon as they found out that I was there looking for them, all of a sudden this group seemed to have dispersed. And I finally met up with the guy that I had beaten with a baseball bat in the pier. And his distinguishing feature that he explained that he understood that it couldn't have been me was I had different glasses. Which would of course lead me to believe that there's another 6'4", 210-pound ginger running around here somewhere with different glasses than me, beating people up with baseball bats. Pretty much the Grub Mall was like a home away from home for us when we weren't anywhere else. That was where you found us. We were either there or not, and 9 times out of 10 we were there. And that's just because it was the place to be. Like, we didn't really have anything else. Like, we couldn't afford to go out to like big fancy pool halls and high class arcade games and shoot zombies. When the Grub Mall closed, it took away so much from everybody. If you're under the age of 19, the best you could probably do is maybe go to billiards before 9 o'clock to shoot pool. Even like the bars around here, there's little to nothing. Like, ever since the Grub Mall closed, nobody really goes anywhere. There's nothing really to do at all, ever. I mean, I know they thought in, like, the long run, opening up, like, a strip mall in there would benefit them more, and I'm sure they might make a little more money, but it took away so much from, like, anybody that ever went through that mall. And I can't tell you how many times, like, watching the guys outside skateboarding there, and they major wipeouts, and then I don't know, so many fights that took place there, and all the friendships that were made up there, and like it was heartbreaking when it closed down. I don't know, it tore a hole, and it was something that you can't really fix, because like that mall meant a lot of things to a lot of people. Because, well, man, we built so much there and had so many times, and how many more times could you have? And, well, my parents actually met at the Grub Mall because that's where they worked together. My mom worked at the pet store when it was initially opened. At the mall. That's how long, yeah. Like, I've got a younger brother and sister that are 7 and 8 years younger than me, and they don't have anywheres to go, or, like, they can't get out of the house really and go anywheres. I know there's many times where we've all, I hate the mall, I hate going to the Grub Mall, but you know what? Every goddamn day you still went to the Grub Mall because you had fun, and you just don't have that anymore. And it's a really crappy situation, especially having to grow up in Sydney now.
Do you think there's a possibility that it was you guys that kept them all closed?
Yes, I most definitely think that was a possibility. When they were considering it, they were trying to eliminate the teenagers from hanging around there, and they felt that we were more of a problem than part of the solution, but I guess that's just their opinion, and, well, they're there to make money, and we were there to build a life. I guess the money was more important to them than good life.